Okay, what is going on, everybody? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is DKEN, and welcome to my incredible podcast. Now, before we commence this episode, do not forget to smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, share this with your boys and your wonderful families. Follow me on Instagram. Smash that bell notification button and enjoy the show. Let's get started. Our top story for today shall be do not date transgender females. Now, before I continue, I understand that a bunch of people out there, specifically left-wing factions like the LGBTQRSTUVWXYZ movement, the feminists, Me Too, the transgender movement, like those people will definitely get triggered by this. So as a second disclaimer, I'm going to put this out there explicitly, and I'm going to say this very slowly and clearly. This video is in no way an attack towards transgender citizens, okay? This video is not designed to produce and inflict hateful content towards transgender people. I'm simply expressing my brutally honest opinion. I am not here to offend people, so if you do get offended, just remember this. It was your choice to get offended, not mine. Now that I got that out of the way, let's continue. In regards to dating transgender females, I personally believe that this is a very giant slap to the face, okay? Allow me to expand on this. Let me create an example. Let's say I meet a girl in some random bar, okay? We start hanging out, we hit it off good, then we go to a hotel and rent out a room. Now, when we get to the room, when she starts undressing, and if she pulls out a sausage and balls, I promise you, I will flip the fuck out about that situation. I will literally say straight to her face, you know what? You can have the hotel room all to yourself. I'm grabbing my shit. I'm getting the hell out of here. Have a nice life, okay? And I would never speak to her ever again. Like, in this scenario, it doesn't matter that much if I paid $150 a night. And that goes down the drain, okay? It doesn't matter to me. At least it did not progress any further than that, okay? So some of you are perhaps asking yourselves, well, DKEN, why are you saying these things? Well, it's because I came across a YouTube video several months ago about this transgender individual who goes by the name Riley Dennis, okay? In that video, he, or should I say she, spoke about dating preferences that she considered to be, get this, discriminatory. Now, if there is one regret that I have right now, it's the fact that I failed to review this video months ago. I should have done an episode about this a long time ago, but you know what? Here we are, and I am ready to take on this subject once and for all. So without further ado, let's hit it.
Would you date someone who's trans?
Why the fuck are we even having this conversation? Matter of fact, why in the hell are you even asking that question? No.
Nope.
No, I would not.
Would you date someone who's black?
Well, sure, I wouldn't mind.
Would you date someone who's fat?
Well, let's specify fat, okay? From the way I see it, there are two choices. One, when you say fat, if you're referring to a physically attractive female who has tight and thick legs, that makes you want to go, hey, what's going on, girl? How you doing? Then I'll be okay with that. If she has a lot of meat in her bones, then yes, I'll be okay with that. However, which leads to number two, when you say fat, if you're referring to something like a 400-pound behemoth feminist, absolutely not. There is no way I'll say yes to that. Moving on.
Would you date someone who's disabled?
Well, allow me to specify this even further, okay? Because the word disabled is very broad, if you will. So let's shrink it down. When you say disabled, if you're referring to a female that possibly has, say, borderline personality disorder or narcissistic personality disorder, a manic depressive, things of that nature, I shall turn around and sprint for my dear life because I repeat, I do not need that kind of drama in my fucking life. Moving on.
Now, honestly, I don't know what your answer is to those questions, but I've met a surprising number of people who would say no to all or at least some of them. Their argument is that it's just a preference and that you can't control who you're attracted to.
So here's my response to this. And folks, feel free to agree or disagree with anything I'm about to say. Feel free to put down your responses on the comment section below this video. It's up to you. I personally believe that you have the ability to control who you are attracted to. You do have the right to choose those that you like and those that you don't like. Now, even though I cannot speak for the females, I can only speak for men. If you were interested in a particular girl, but then she does something that turns you off or says something that turns you off, you absolutely have the ability to withdraw all of your interest and attraction from her. It's not that difficult. Let's continue.
Let's start with trans people. Would you date a trans person, honestly?
No, I would not.
Think about it for a second.
No, there's nothing to think about. I already gave you my answer.
Okay, got your answer?
No, I just fucking told you no.
Well, if you said no, I'm sorry, but that's pretty discriminatory.
What happened? Where did all that
So just because I have dating preferences of my own, or let me say it like this. Just because I do not like dating transgender females under your retarded ass standards, that means that I'm discriminating. I don't know where you're getting this, but here's what I want you to do. Mr. or Miss Riley Dennis, if you're listening to this, I need you to do something for me. I need you to show me exactly where you're getting your sources. I need you to show me the scientific equation that can demonstrate that my dating preferences are considered discriminatory. Because you definitely pulled that right out of your ass. I need you to show me your fat ass sources. So with that said, I need a works cited page, or in other words, a reference page, you know what I'm saying? Font size 12, Times New Roman, double spaced, MLA format, straight to the point, and I am certain that a lot of people would agree with me when I say this. I have to 100% disagree with what Riley said, because you could have retrieved this from Tumblr or some shit, okay? Think of it this way. Let's say I'm hanging out in a bar with a girl, okay? When we take this to the hotel room, we would go to some nearby hotel and go to our room. As soon as the indoor Olympics starts, like I said earlier, if she pulls out a sausage and balls, I'll flip the fuck out and I will turn around and I'll sprint for my dear life. But according to Riley Dennis here, she's saying that's considered discriminatory. So what the fuck am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to stand there and be okay with it? When she pulls out a sausage and balls, am I supposed to say some shit like, oh, well, I don't want to discriminate, so yeah, I guess you could put it in my mouth. Like I said, I don't know where Riley Dennis is getting this dog shit, so send me the reference page of your sources, because I would love to know where you're getting this trash, okay? Let's continue.
I'm not saying you're a horrible person who hates trans people.
Yes, you are. You just said that having dating preferences is discriminatory, so that is what you just fucking suggested. Please continue.
There was probably a time in my life when I said I wouldn't date a trans person, but since then I've thought critically about it and changed my mind.
I shall cut to the chase, because this is already too much to take in, okay? The back and forth concept about this is already giving me a migraine. So at one point in her life, Riley Dennis, who was a guy back then, didn't want to date trans people, but after he surgically became a girl, that's when he, or should I say she, decided to change his or her mind. Let's push on with this video.
There are definitely trans people who you would never know are trans unless they told you, because they pass for cis. And that might convince some of you, but I think arguing that you would only like a trans person if you didn't know they were trans is a poor argument.
What the fuck do you mean I'm not gonna know? If I'm close enough, I believe that I will be able to tell whether or not a person is a guy or a girl, or as you like to refer to him or her, a trans person. So like I said earlier, if she and I were in a hotel room when the indoor Olympics starts, if she pulls out a sausage and balls, I'm out of there. I will flip the fuck out because something ain't adding up. But according to your retarded ass standards, that means I'm discriminating. This makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. By the way, I'm still waiting for your fucking reference page, so send me your sources ASAP. Let's continue.
I think you could be attracted to any trans person, whether they pass or not.
I swear, this person is definitely living in some sort of Disneyland where everything is pretty, roses are red, violets are blue, all sugars and rainbows. Riley, I need to say this right now. I need you to wake the fuck up and snap the fuck out of that Disneyland world that you're living in right now, because everything that's coming out of your mouth is 100% disagreeable. I'm just letting you know this up front. Moving on.
I think the main concern that people have in regards to dating a trans person is that they won't have the genitals that they expect.
Listen, why in the fuck are we even having this conversation? Why are we still going deeper into this discussion? We're going around in circles thanks to Riley here, so let me simplify this. If any of you do not want to date a trans person, you have that right. You are not required to date trans people. To guys like myself, I prefer women that were biologically born as a woman, okay? Very simple. If she whips out a sausage and balls, something does not add up. I'm just sprinting for my dear life, okay? Let's move on.
Some people think they could never date a trans man with a vagina or a trans woman with a penis. But I think that people are more than their genitals. I think that you could feel attraction to someone without knowing what's between their legs.
You did not just fucking say that. Hey, listen. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna try to stay calm, okay? Even my psychiatrist always tells me to stay fucking calm. Like, you know what? To you, Riley, I'm gonna give you my brutally honest opinion, okay? No offense, and I don't know where you're getting your information, but that is not how attraction works. Your video simply demonstrates that you do not understand the laws of attraction and how attraction works. As men, we have the right to know what's underneath your clothes when we get into a hotel room. Just like I said earlier, if she whips out a sausage and balls, that's an automatic disqualification for life. It's that simple. As men, we also have the right to have standards and expectations. We have the right to have dating preferences. If I'm in a hotel room with a girl, and if she whips out a cock and balls, I'm turning around and I'm sprinting my way to the front desk, check myself out, and I'm sprinting out of there. I will not stick around at all. I'm gone. Like, I need an answer from Riley for this question. How did you come up with this conclusion that you think it's okay to be attracted to someone without knowing what's between their legs? How did you do that? At least give me a good answer for that question. You are more than welcome to put down your answer on the comments section below this video. In the meantime, let's continue with this bullshit video.
If you met someone who was extremely attractive, had a great personality, but didn't have the genitals that you wanted, you might be surprised to find that it isn't a deal breaker.
Okay, Riley, for real, you need to step the fuck out of the Disneyland world that you're currently living in right now and come back to Earth where we all are. I shall use my example again. I'll use it again, you understand that? As soon as she whips out a cock and balls, automatic disqualification, sayonara, have a nice life, and I'll move on. So yes, that is a deal breaker, and I still need an answer from my question, Riley. How did you come up with this conclusion? And send me the reference page ASAP with your sources, okay? In the meantime, let's continue.
But you can unlearn your own prejudices. It just takes time and conscious effort.
Listen, I don't know how many L's I gave to this individual. Like, I lost count already and I don't care. But for this statement, let's see if I understood her correctly. Riley now claims that you can somehow magically unlearn your so-called prejudices, which includes the dating preferences that she does not approve. Or you know what? I give up. Like, what the hell are you even talking about? Prejudices. So you're suggesting it's our fault for having dating preferences. Let's use her logic, okay? That would be as if I were to walk up to a gay guy and say to him, hey, you're not allowed to be gay, so if you can ungay yourself, that would be nice. Folks, do you see how she's making us run around in circles? Like, why the hell are we even going deeper into this discussion? Her argument makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, and I still need an answer for the question I asked earlier, and the reference page with the sources. Let's just continue on with this video.
The way that we talk about potentially dating trans people has a lot in common with the way we discuss other preferences. Saying that you're not attracted to fat people isn't innate. It's informed by a society that tells you that being thin is ideal.
Okay, folks, before we progress any further, just understand this. Society has no right to tell me shit. Nobody has the right to tell me what kind of preferences, quote unquote, I am required to have. Pure and fucking simple. Let's continue.
But again, if you find someone attractive and really enjoy spending time with them, there's no reason why their weight should be a factor.
Okay, let me give you another L for that. There is another thing you need to understand. You need to understand and master the concept of timing. You have to understand that everything has its right time. If you cannot learn this, then you need a lot of practice. You have a lot of studying to do. Moving on.
Now, if you're not attracted to someone, you're not attracted to them. I'm not going to tell you that you have to be attracted to this fat person or that trans person or that disabled person.
So this does raise a question. What in the holy fuck was the point of your video? Because the reason why I'm asking this is because you literally sat there for plus or minus 15 minutes talking about our dating preferences that you find to be discriminatory. So you know shit contradicted yourself after you just said I will not tell you to be attracted to a trans person and so forth. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we've seen and heard enough, so I think I shall wrap this up. In conclusion, let's keep this simple, shall we? Folks, we have the right to have standards and expectations, and as soon as you encounter someone that does not come close to what you're looking for, you can simply wish them a nice life, okay? There's no such thing as a discriminatory dating preference. There's no such thing as prejudices in regards to having dating preferences, okay? Gents, if you are not into trans women, you have the right to carry out that standard. This does not, I shall make this clear, this does not make your standards prejudicial towards the dating market. It doesn't mean that you're the enemy. It simply means that you're not into trans women. And people have to respect that. Take me for instance. Personally, I'm not into trans women, okay? And society is required to respect that. They cannot consider that discriminatory, pure and simple. As for you, Riley, you need some help. Like, you've got a lot to think about as to why you chose to surgically become a woman. Like, here's what I mean. Nowadays, if a guy wants to become a girl, you cannot just put on a skirt and say, hey, I'm a woman. You would literally have to undergo a surgical transformation. Now, to you, Riley, I don't know why you decided to go through that in the first place. Just understand this. You cannot go back. You have to stay like this forever. Another thing, for Riley to say that you can be attracted to someone without knowing what's between the other person's legs, shame on you. Like, snap out of that Disneyland fairy tale and come back to Earth and learn how to accept that your conclusions are 100% disagreeable and 100% incorrect. You have got to come back to us, okay? So, with all of that said, this concludes this episode of my incredible podcast. So, thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to Hulk smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, share this with your boys and your wonderful families. Follow me on Instagram. Smash that bell notification button. And every single one of you, have a wonderful and blessed day. Peace out.